Thank you for browsing page 121. Today we're going to jump into Unearthed Arcana and give out kind of an unsung magic item. We're going to be doing slippers of kicking. I almost said kicking of slippers. That would be funny too. Slippers of kicking. The wearer of these magical shoes is empowered to utilize his or her feet as effective weapons. The wearer of this footgear is able to attack twice each combat round, and although his or her level of attack remains unchanged, the slippers enable 2 special attacks each round if the wearer chooses to forego other attack methods. Damage inflicted by kicking with these slippers is special. The opponent suffering damage 1 to 6 if man-sized or smaller, 1 to 4 if larger than man-sized. The duomer of this footgear actually inflicts twice normal damage, but the additional effect is maintained in a separate category, for such points are recovered by the opponent after 1 complete turn. So basically stunning. Similar to the stunning damage, which wears off after time. For instance, the wearer attacks a larger than man-sized opponent. Initial attacks are successful, and damage inflicted is 3 points, plus 3, and 4 points, plus 4. At the beginning of the 11th round of combat, or on the 11th round thereafter of any event, the opponent would recover 7 points, the plus 3 and plus 4 noted above, as the stunning effects of the kicks wore off. If these slippers are worn by a character able to employ martial arts skills, their effect is merely plus 1 on foot attacks and damage inflicted. So there's kind of a lot here, and it's kind of neat. I like these slippers. I've given out several pair. I have one actually. My monk has them. He's 14th level now, but that plus 1 attack was really welcome. And at my table, plus 1 attack, or it is plus 1 attack and damage. I was going to say at my table it's plus 1 attack and damage, but it is in the book anyway. Ha! So, slippers of kicking. The experience point value on these guys is 750, by the way. I looked it up beforehand. Yay! These are magical shoes, of course. They don't do anything but let you kick, and you have to forego other attacks. So you can't be wielding a sword or a dagger and then do both kicks. Now, what I allow at my table is I will allow 1 kick with 1 handheld weapon. So at my table, if a thief had these, he could attack with his longsword and then also do 1 kick. So that actually gives a thief an extra attack in a round. That's why I do it that way. Same with magic users. I like the idea of magic users actually having some kind of way to fight instead of just being kind of hanging back and not doing great. And by the way, I have done slippers also where no matter who wears it, they are plus 1 attack, plus 1 damage. Great low-level thing, but be careful who you give it to. These are really best for a thief or a magic user. Gave him a set to a fighter one time with that ability to kick once and attack once, and this was before weapon specialization. But that kind of guy kind of became a powerhouse, because I also allow strength bonuses with these. And I know a lot of people are howling at the TV right now saying, you can't do that, you can't. Yes, I can. It's my table. I allow, so if a fighter has an 18, a strength that will give him plus 2 attack, plus 3 damage, and he kicks with these, I do give these slippers, as written, the plus 2 and plus 3. Just how I choose. I realize that's not how martial arts work, but it is fun at the table. So I do recommend these. I did it one time where they found 1 slipper in a room in a treasure pile, and then several rooms later, I think it was even the next session, they found the other slipper. The players started fighting over it because one had 1 slipper, another player won the roll and chose the other, and they were trying to decide who's going to get them. And then they finally brokered a deal, and one of them got both slippers. But it ended up adding a lot more to role-playing. I was really surprised it happened. But anyway, slippers of kicking, I really like them. I recommend it, but again, I would limit these to thieves and maybe monk, because the monk gets the plus 1, because that would help, or magic users, because these are folks that aren't going to hit all that often. You're not going to see a ton of your game unravel because they have multiple attacks, that kind of thing. So, slippers of kicking. Out of Unearthed Arcana, I really like these slippers. They have a definite place at my table. I have a couple of players who have them. And as I said, I've got 1 character who's got them as well. But that's all I've got today on page 121. Just a short look at some nice slippers. Slippers of comfiness would be nice too. Actually, those exist, I believe. But that's all I've got to say today on page 121. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends. Let's keep growing the channel. Also, any comments below for future videos, always interested. Also, please take a look at the Patreon, see if there's anything you can do to help me out there. But that's it for today. Thanks for spending time with me, and I'll see you next time.